We did this with a lot of the other neighborhoods. I think this is our first year with Ridge Lake Shores. Is that correct?
We should firefighters here, but I think this is the first time in your station.
Okay. The newest station, and it's called Honey Egypt. Y'all are probably aware of it. We pass it probably every day or at some point in time. But we're building a fire station right down the road here off of Fish Creek Thoroughfare. That station will probably be built by summer of next year. So your fire protection, your ISO classification is now a 2. It was a 3 at the end of this year.
Insurance, guys.
Yes, your insurance rates will go down because we're now Class 2. Now, with that being said, there's only very few fire departments in the United States that are Class 2. And we've worked really hard to get there. And by doing that, it lowers y'all's insurance rates. Now, that's not the only reason we do it. We do it to provide better fire protection for the subdivisions around, not just Ridge Lake Shores, but everywhere. But with a new fire station closer to you within 5 miles, that would lower your ISO, not your ISO, that would lower your insurance ratings even lower. So right now, you're right on the border of that 5 mile closest to a fire station, or 5 miles from your house to a fire station. But when the new one gets built, your insurance rates will go down. So, with that being said, I'll talk a little bit about the drought conditions. Everybody's pretty aware that we're under a burn ban. I'm sure that everybody here is aware of that. I look for this burn ban probably to continue through December of next year. I know that's not very good news for y'all if you got things you need to get rid of.
2012?
Yes, 2012. I don't think it's going to be very long. Now, this is information that you're hearing from me because I've seen the conditions get pretty bad, but not quite this bad. A couple of years back, we were in pretty bad conditions. We had burn bans under. They were thinking about doing a ban of all fire. That includes your barbecue pits.
In Texas?
Yeah. So, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I don't think we're too far from it. So, as far as significant rainfall, we've been in contact with a meteorologist, and he's a national meteorologist. Came by the station, I want to say it was Thursday or Friday last week. Talked to us, was it Thursday last week? Chief Matt came by? Chief Matt came by and he talked to us. He said he had a pretty good meeting with him, and they talked about these drought conditions, not getting any significant rainfall until December of 2012. So, you're looking at quite a while. Now, he didn't say that we're going to not have any rain, but he did say as far as significant rainfall to raise your water levels in your lakes and stuff, it's going to be 2012. Now, that's just what he's telling us. I can't tell you that that's 100% true, but a national meteorologist seems to have a little more savvy about what's going on than your local meteorologist. Now, as far as burning, I recommend no burning at all. I know that y'all see people riding down the road, they throw their cigarette butts out. Call that in. You have to get a license plate, call it in. If you don't call it in, we're going to be out there like we were in Magnolia for 5 or 6 days straight. One of us is going to go home to the hospital like I did. And you don't want that to happen. So,
Need to retire.
yeah, I need to retire. Well, you can call, I'm going to give you my wife's number, and if you don't mind, we can call her later. But anyway, everybody knows those conditions are bad. Protection around your home, obviously 12 to 15 feet away from your house. If you got wood stacked against your house, move it away from your house. No types of paper trash at all. Nothing being burnt right now. We make these calls pretty regularly. Somebody said, well, we got rain. We're going to go ahead and burn now. If you don't see it on the news, or if you can call Montgomery County Fire Marshal's office and see it on their website, or go to their website and find it, we're still going to be under a burn ban. If we got rain for 2 weeks straight, I doubt very seriously the county would lift the burn ban. That's going to be in effect for quite some time. Because of all the treetops and stuff that are dying off right now, a little spark kind of goes a long way. I'll just leave it at that. All it takes is one little spark. And what happens is it gets to the tops of these treetops. This is what happened in Magnolia. It gets to the top of the treetops, and our water streams, it doesn't matter how much pressure you put on them, you're not going to reach the treetops. So it catches on fire on the top, it burns across the tops of the trees at a quicker rate than what we can drive and put them out, or cut the trees down. So we get far enough ahead, cut part of the forest down, wait for it to get there, it jumps that. So, and what happens is when it burns the treetops from the top down, all that stuff has to drop somewhere. So in turn, the bottom lands catch on fire. Then you had a fire up top that burned everything across the top, Then you got a fire that drops to the ground and then burns everything back up to the top and keeps going. So you've got a force there. So any type of spark or fire in the woods is going to create great havoc for several people. So we had one in Wood Forest here 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago on the boulevard that started by a cigarette. I threw a cigarette out, boom. 20 minutes later, we're out there for 4 or 5 hours. So the same day as the Magnolia fire started. That's the exact same day. So be very careful. If you're a smoker, be careful. Throw your cigarettes in your ashtray or knock the fire off of them or something. Just don't throw them out your window. And if you see somebody, please report it. Do not wait and say, you know what, I'll get them next time or whatever. You know, I don't want to be in the hospital for 2 or 3 days again, and I don't want to be back out here in these wildlands for 2 or 3 days. I would much rather go, I know this sounds sad, it sounds bad, but I'd much rather go fight a house fire than fight a grass fire. That house fire is staying right there. That grass fire is moving, okay? I can get away from something right here if it's a house. And I don't wish that on anybody. But the grass fires, you can't get away from it. It doesn't matter how fast you run, there were trucks that burn up out there, so you couldn't drive fast enough to get away from it. So, just try to keep things like that. If they do lift the burn ban, please be careful. I don't think it's going to happen, though, at least through 2012. The conditions are just not good. So, and with all the trees and stuff that are burning off right now, that are dying off right now, it's only going to get worse in 2012 for us as far as grass and woods fires. They die, they're going to burn a lot quicker, they're going to burn faster, and they're going to move. They're going to be really quick to burn up. So I just ask you to be careful around your house. If you've got stuff you've got to get rid of, you may want, my neighbor told me, he said he made a suggestion to the county commissioner at a town hall meeting last week in Montgomery. Back when the hurricane came through, everybody was able to put their leaves and stuff or trimmings out at the roadway. The county came by and picked them up. That may be something you want to contact your county commissioner about. If you got clippings and stuff and you can't get rid of them, ask them, can you put them in the ditch and the county come by and pick them up. That way you don't have to worry about burning them at a later date or them piling up around your house. So make a trip around your house, pick your limbs and stuff up, keep them away from your house. If you've got if you're not cutting your grass right now, at least weed eat around your house to keep the vegetation low, which we call fuel. Most everybody calls vegetation. But keep that vegetation low around your houses. Hay, if you've got animals and stuff, make sure your hay isn't wet. Dry it out there to where it creates its own fire. It will create its own heat. It generates that heat in there, and that hay will catch on fire. So be careful with your hay this coming year. People are cutting it. They're getting it from Arkansas. They're getting it from everywhere. They're bringing it in. It's wet. It dries out. So be careful if you're storing hay right now because the heat conditions, y'all know the conditions we had this past summer, 108, 112. It doesn't take a whole lot more. A little piece of glass laying in the ditch with a reflection off of it, as we did as kids, catching ants and stuff on fire. We'll catch that hay on fire too. So fires start usually by an accident. People, they don't mean for them to start. They get started. Pretty soon they wait 3 or 4 minutes before they call us, or 8 to 10 minutes because they want to go try to put it out yourself. If you have a fire in your yard by accident, call us immediately. Don't wait. That 3 or 4 minutes, that you delay calling us, is that 3 or 4 minutes we may need to get here. So give us time to get here and give us an opportunity to get it under control before we lose control of it. I think the one in Grimes County started. They waited a while to try to, get it put out. They couldn't get it put out. Then they called the fire department, and they were just behind the 8 ball that much. So, if something happens around your house, don't waste time trying to put it out yourself. Call us. That's what we're here for. We all pay taxes. That's what we're here for. Basically, you guys are paying our paychecks. Those are your fire trucks, and we are your firemen. Give us an opportunity to come show you what we can do. That's what we're here for. Any questions? Yes, if you've got spigots on your house or spigots on your house for water hoses, put them up. Just put them up. And for those of y'all that aren't watering around your slabs right now, you might want to do that. Get you a soaker hose and put it around your house. Everybody do that. That's a good idea to do that. Put that soaker hose around your house, not just for fire conditions, but for your slab conditions around your house. For one, it keeps the vegetation really wet around your house, so if the fire was to start, it would protect you some. But most importantly, it keeps your slab from cracking. Once these conditions start getting a little moisture, and your ground underneath is not drying out anymore, it's got to suck all this in, your slab will probably move. It's probably going to move. Get soakers around your house to keep all that water around your slab. I don't know what type of water rationing y'all are in right now, or if you even have one. But on the days that you can water, put that water around your house slab. Protect it. Protect it. Any of the kids that need stickers or anything like that, we've got some coloring books up here. There's some crayons, some little stickers. The fire truck's here. If y'all want to go out and play around with it, that's great. You can do that. Just make sure one of us are out there with you so you don't get hurt. Okay? Any questions, anybody?
No, but thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.